Hey y'all, it's Kate from the Apothecary and welcome back to my channel.
Today I'm here to talk about not one, but two Outlander audiobooks. Now these are separate from the main series. The first one I'm going to talk about today is The Space Between. You all, if you've watched the channel before for a long time, or you've talked to me about books, or you just happen to see my background, you know I'm a big Outlander fan. I love the books, I love the show, I love everything about it. And so when I saw these audios included temporarily in my Audible subscription, I had to jump on those. So The Space Between is a novella that takes place chronologically after book 7. I'm not going to give any spoilers for the main series. I'll just talk about briefly what happens in this novella without naming characters, so you don't know. You know, book 7 is a long way into the series, and not everyone has read this series. I don't blame them. They're long books. They're not everyone's cup of tea. I don't get mad when people don't read my favorite series, because not every book is for every reader. But I want to give this a good review without giving away spoilers for anything. So this takes place in Paris, France in 1778, and we follow around 4 kind of side characters from the main series. 2 of them interact with they all interact with Jamie and Claire at one point or another in the series. They all have different relations and different connections to Jamie and Claire, but we see a lot of them in, I want to say, book 2 and 3 of the main series. And so in this novella, The Space Between, the events of this novella take place after book 7, like I said, and we follow around 4 side characters from the main series. This is also included in the anthology 7 Stones to Stand or Fall, which I didn't know until after I had read it and I was writing my review for it. And I owned that anthology, so that's led me to want to read more of those stories in that anthology. So my call pile breakdown. For characters, I gave a 9 out of 10. I love all of Diana Gabaldon's characters, and this novella gave us a glimpse into some characters that we got to meet in earlier books and see what they've been up to since then. Atmosphere and setting, I gave a 6.5 out of 10. Now, normally Diana Gabaldon just knocks this category out of the park for me, but in this one it felt a little bit less, and maybe that's because it was the novella, so it was a shorter space and she had to kind of sacrifice something. Writing style, I gave a 7.5 out of 10, which might surprise some people that knows how much I feel about this series. It was good, but it wasn't Outlander main series good. Plot, I gave a 9 out of 10. I thought she did a really good job at writing an intriguing plot that was engaging but also wrapped up by the end of this novella, which is hard to do, especially in a novella length. Intrigue, I gave a 9.5 out of 10. Like I said, I was intrigued this entire time. I wanted to know what was happening, why it was happening, how it was happening, to who. I needed all of the answers. And we kind of got most of the answers by the end of this book. Logic and relationship, this is why I say we kind of got the answers. I gave this one a 6.5 out of 10. There were some things that made no sense at all, like a character that's supposedly dead from one of the main Outlander books and is now suddenly alive. We get no explanation really of how this happened, but apparently it has happened. Relationships, again, Diana Gabaldon does such a fantastic job with her characters. I had no problem with their relationship. It was mostly just logic and mostly just surrounding that one point. There were a couple of things that I kind of wanted more explanation for, but we got a little explanation, so I was fine with that. Enjoyment, I gave a 7 out of 10. I enjoyed it. I enjoy all of Diana Gabaldon's books, but this one just felt like I needed a little bit more to fully enjoy this. And then I also added an audio category here because this was an audiobook. So our audiobook narration was by Davina Porter, who narrated the whole main series. I gave her a 7 out of 10 for this one. I thought she did a good job, a great job with some characters, a good job with others. She's known for using different voices for different characters, lowering her voice for the male characters. And I thought she did this for some of the characters, but other characters, she could have done a better job at distinguishing her voice between the different characters. This gives us a total of 62 divided by 8 this time, which equals to 7.75, which gives us 4 stars. So I really enjoyed it, just not as much as some of the other main books. The second Outlander audiobook that I'm going to be reviewing today is The Scottish Prisoner. This is part of the Lord John Grey series. This is book 3 in that series. Of course, I will not give away spoilers to what happens in the first 2 books, but this takes place in 1760 in England and Ireland. And this is, all of the Lord John Grey books take place in the time of book 3, Voyager. So just keep that in mind as I'm talking about some of these events. I won't give away spoilers for the main series, really, and I won't give away spoilers for this series. Basically, the boiled down version of their spoiler-free summary of The Scottish Prisoner is that Lord John needs Jamie's help in Ireland to track down mysteries and people, and I really enjoyed this storyline. My call pile breakdown for characters, I gave this one a 4.5 out of 5 stars. I love these characters so much. I think she did such a great job. We had all different kinds of ethnicities here. We had the English with Lord John Grey and Hal. We had the Scottish with Jamie. We had Irish. We had German. She did a great job of balancing all of these out. Atmosphere and setting, I gave a 3 out of 5. As I said with the other one, I just felt like she could have done more with the setting. I wanted it to feel like Ireland, but it felt just like all the other sceneries. I needed that different atmosphere feel. Writing style, this one I gave a 3.5 out of 5 stars, mostly because of the atmosphere. I wanted it to feel different and it didn't. Plot, I gave a 5 out of 5. I thought she did a fantastic job with the plot line here. This is maybe my favorite plot line in the whole Lord John Grey series so far. I felt like a solid plot from start to finish, and it, ended out on the end where there's still room for other Lord John Grey books, which I know she's writing, and I think there's more I haven't gotten to yet, but it also is a complete book on its own, and that's what I appreciate in her plot. Intrigue, I gave a 4.5 out of 5. I had to know everything. I needed to know everything. I wanted to know everything. I learned most things, but not quite everything. Logic and relationships, I gave a 4 out of 5. For the most part, it all made sense. Our relationships were good. I just wanted a little bit more in that relationship category with some of our characters that we had just met here, or that we are revisiting here in this Lord John Grey book. Enjoyment, I gave a 5 out of 5. Look, I really enjoyed this book. I enjoy all the Lord John Grey books, partly because he's my favorite character in the series, but partly because it's just a different glimpse of the same world from a different point of view and a different kind of space, and I just love it. Audiobook narration, we had 2 different narrators here, one that played kind of Lord John Grey and the English characters, and one that played the Scottish and Irish characters. I gave this one a 4.5 out of 5 stars. I thought our narrators did a great job. One of them I've recognized from other Lord John Grey books, and the other one is new to this series. That gives us a total of 34 divided by 8, which equals out to 4.25, which gives us 4 out of 5 stars for this one as well. So those are 2 more books in the Outlander universe that I can knock off my list. I can't wait to get to more. If you have read either The Space Between or The Scottish Prisoner, let me know in the comments below. What did you think of these books compared to the main series on their own in general? What were your thoughts? I need to know all your thoughts. As always, keep reading, and I love you all to the moon and back.